What's good, people? In today's episode of Things I Got a Problem With, I got a problem with social media. Let's talk about it. Man, oh man, where do I even begin? Well, let's go ahead and get started with, in my opinion, the good uses of social media. And that may include promoting your own business, saying that there's a food drive or a canned food drive nearby and you want to spread it out, so you use social media. There's also just the benefits of having social media in order to be in contact with family. That's just three things that I know right off hand. Let me put it to you like this: social media is a very powerful tool, but it's so powerful that sometimes people use it for bad instead of good. But let me preface, everyone's moral compass points in a different direction. Now, I always say that. What I mean is, one man's peace might be another man's chaos. It's deep, but it's true. But anyway, here's my problem, or one of my problems of many, with social media. It's too powerful. We have children growing up watching social media instead of watching cartoons and TV shows that are designed for children to watch. Instead, what are children watching nowadays? Well, social media. Instagram Reels, TikTok Reels that came back from the damn depths because the U.S. government was about to ban TikTok out of all things to ban TikTok, which is crazy. But anyway, you get my point. I'm kind of worried because we had Vine and Vine was wholesome, but it was still social media. But Vine again was wholesome. I don't mean to get into the whole TikTok versus Vine thing, right? Here's the point I'm trying to make here. It's not that children are exposed to social media. I have no problem with that. It's what they see and what they internalize on social media that kind of makes me worried a little bit. You ever heard of that one kid called Lil RT? You haven't? Alright, let me show him to you real quick. People, look at this image. Look at this image. Dude is less than 10 years old. And yet he's on here flexing money like he just got it from his 40-hour-a-week job. No, he didn't get it from that. He got it from, guess what? Social media. And I'm just going to go on a limb here and say this. His name, Lil RT, right? If you know anything about cars, you know what I'm about to say here. You have a Dodge Charger and Dodge Challenger, right? What's the base model V8 version of a Challenger or a Charger? An RT. R/T. RT. Yeah, and of course the top of the line you have, the Dodge Hellcat Charger and or Challenger and the Demon 170. But once again, social media made the Challenger and the Charger Hellcats popular as hell. Right? So this kid, I'm assuming, I could be wrong, just says, well, I'm not no Hellcat, I can be an RT though. Like, what? He shouldn't even be knowing what a car is. Well, I mean, then again, car kids are cool. But, I mean, it's just wrong. It's so wrong, man. Social media has ruined that kid's, like, I don't want to say outlook on life, but no, he didn't grow up to be a kid. He grew up to be a grown behind man. You're missing the childhood. And this might be a bit late to say, but this is not throwing any shade, any slams, or anything like that against that kid. But I look at him and it's like, dog, why do you want to skip being a kid? Being a kid is the funnest part about life. Because trust me, being an adult is no fun at all. So the overall point of me having a problem with social media is, yes, it's too powerful, but in terms of our children, it's literally taking over their lives. And I mean, Lil RT is just one example, but I bet if you go up to any child underneath the age of 10 and be like, who's your role model? I guarantee you, out of 10 children that you may ask, one will say some person on the internet they've never seen before. Never seen in their life. Meanwhile, the real winners and role models that should be in their life are their parents. But no, parents are there by default in a child's eyes. Oh no, they need to see that one person they follow on YouTube or one person they follow on TikTok or whatever the case may be. That's who they want to be when they grow up. Not their parents, but them. That worries me. Worries me a whole lot. But, enough about talking about kids and social media. We need to switch gears. Of course, I gotta talk about men and social media. I mean, I'm a man and I have social media. So, how does social media affect me? Well, I'm gonna be blunt with you all. I want to go on social media for the memes. That's the only reason why I go on social media. And of course, it's to, look at family, contact family, check up on them, and then get off. I don't spend hours upon hours on social media because, let's face it, there are more, how can I say this, productive things to do with your life besides sit on Facebook, sit on Instagram, sit on Snapchat, whatever the case may have you. Now, LinkedIn, that's different because, you're trying to find a job. It is what it is. But people, have you ever got asked a question and there's so much in your brain that could be an answer? You just can't figure out what to pluck out in that sea of answers to provide an answer to that person. That's how I feel about men in social media. There's a lot going on with men in social media. I just can't figure out what topic do I want to talk about first, if not the only topic. But luckily for us, I did a small little Google search and I found this. Social media can impact men in a number of ways, including body image, mental health, and online interactions. Yeah, online interactions, that's an entirely different video, but body image for sure. I mean, there are freaking men over here who are saying, look at my gains and whatnot, gym bros. That's cool for you, right? But to a guy who's just, every day, paycheck to paycheck, A to B, maybe he doesn't have the time for that. And it makes him feel inadequate. And oh look, low self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy. That's crazy. And 56% of men felt that the media promotes an unattainable body image. Yeah. I mean, what can we do? All we can just work out and hope to see some kind of gains. But, I mean, I'm not no gym bro. I don't be in a gym like that. But men's mental health, that is huge. And it's something that's not even talked about that often, to be honest with you. And again, that's an entirely different episode. But when you look at the manosphere, if you want to call it that, on social media, or it's just a bunch of men saying what men want to hear, it is kind of toxic. I'm not going to lie to you. It may be funny, but it's toxic, and that's damaging to your personality. And if you're trying to actually, I don't know, go out here and find a wife, good luck with that. And online interactions, we're not even going to talk about that. We're not. That's like 3 episodes right there. But the whole thing about men in social media is this. You shouldn't even be on it to begin with. I say that. There are acceptable reasons as to why you should be on it for networking purposes, trying to rub shoulders with the right people, trying to promote your business. There's this one dude on YouTube who, matter of fact, here he is. His name is Dad How Do I. This man is a dad to 5.17 million people. And all he does is show people what a dad should have shown them. And this is a great idea. How to tie a tie, how to shave, basic man stuff. Now this right here is what you call a positive impact on social media for men. This is valid. But to me, and me personally, like I said at the start of the video, everyone's moral compass points in a different direction. If you're a guy and you spend more than 2 hours on social media, you have your priorities in the wrong order. Society, and social media as well, is always like, if a man doesn't produce, he's useless. Well, the good book says if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. So, society might be right. Again, everyone's moral compass points in a different direction, and I'm a religious person. I will freely admit that. But that's it. I mean, when it comes to guys on social media, it's just be productive. You really shouldn't even have a presence on social media, to be honest with you. Except for a business, networking, or just helping other people. Otherwise, yeah, you really shouldn't be on there. And now I want to switch gears again, but this time I'm going to do my absolute best to hold my tongue and keep it to just one thing. People, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like I am walking on eggshells when I am talking about this topic. Women and, not on, and social media. Social media has given our women, or women in general, in my humble opinion, this ain't fact, just opinion, an unrealistic expectation on life, dating, themselves, and their own lifestyle. That's what I feel like. And I didn't say this before, but I'm going to say it again. I feel like I said it before, though. I got a 5-year-old little sister, and I'm worried about her because she be on social media a lot. Just be scrolling, looking at different videos and stuff. I'm worried because highly impressionable. That's what I'm going to say, highly impressionable. But we're talking about grown behind women here. Again, the whole thing of, and I noticed this recently, if a man doesn't have money, he can't date me. Where did that come from? How did it spread so quickly? Social media. All it took was one woman to say that on social media, and boom, now this entire generation's on that. Right? And then we have the whole thing about if a man doesn't have a good job, he can't get with me. And guess where does that go? Where did that come from? Social media. It wasn't even a thing like what, 5-7 years ago? And now it's kind of the standard. And I'm going to stop saying that because it's a whole different episode once again. But then we got to talk about their own body image. Some of these women on social media, they are beautiful. They are. But the problem there is twofold, right? The girls that are just, everyday women want to be like the women that are like social media influencers and celebrities and stuff. So what do? Live in delusion. They try to emulate that in their own lifestyle. And they get depressed and or sad when they can't achieve that. Once again, these are all my own opinions. Okay, they're opinions, not facts. But then we can look at the other side of it too. The women that are on social media, right, with these high-level statuses and men going crazy over their pictures, again, the power of social media, are they happy behind closed doors? I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Only they know. But they only put up what they want us to see because the power of social media is enormous. All they gotta do is say one thing and boom, narrative changed, right? I don't mean to throw shade at anybody, but since when did becoming an online prostitute become popular? Let's face it, that's what it is now. And this might be getting into another episode here, but music. It went from being wholesome to girl, let me pick you up at the club and maybe take you out to drink or something like that, to I'm gonna rob this dude because he came over looking for some physical action. I'm trying to censor myself for YouTube. And I'm gonna grab the bag and I'm gonna dash. Like, grab the bag. Again, social media made that popular. That phrase. It's crazy. So all in all here, I got a problem with social media because it's literally influencing our children's lives. It's making men depressed. It's making men wish they had a certain lifestyle, but they don't. So what do? They go crazy and crash out. Or they get caught up in the wrong crowd on social media and start doing things that they shouldn't and end up dealing with those consequences for the rest of their life. And when it comes to women on social media, or women and social media, it's just, social media is such a powerful tool for women. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And I'm trying to not say certain things because if I say it, I'm going to be a bad guy. But if a girl says it, then it's true. So all I'm going to say is women and social media are a very powerful tool, and it just is what it is, right? So all in all, do I wish we can go back to the days when there were no social media? I mean, maybe for like a week, I want to say, just see how things turn out. Like whatever happened to going out to a social event and making a friend right then and there on the spot? That's what concerts and raves are for. I get it. But before we had social media, what do we have? Concerts, parades, musical gatherings, like going out and actually being social in real life instead of on some media. That's why it's called social media. You get it? Like the opposite of social media would be to go to a fair, like a state fair, and just meet people, being social outside. You know, that's what I miss. Now, people can just hide behind social media and make themselves look like what they're not going to be in real life, and then when they actually build up the courage to see someone, guess what? It is not what you look for, or what you've seen rather. What you see in this day and age is not what you get. And that's all I'm going to say. I try to censor myself. I try to make myself not say certain things. But, hey, I might make another video about this, and I may say what's actually on my mind. So, let me know if you want to see that. And, thanks for watching. Social media is not all that bad. It's just how you use it. Peace.